DJT is officially live. That's right, my friends. Digital World Acquisition Corp is now trading under the DJT ticker, and shares have jumped as much as 50%. They've gone down a little bit, but this means that Donald Trump just got $1 billion richer, maybe a little bit more. The jump in shares has resulted in Trump becoming one of the top 500 wealthiest people on the planet for the first time. I believe it's the first time. Trump, of course, has always been a billionaire, but now he's a more billionaire. Basically, this is Truth Social completing their merger and now trading under DJT. As of the recording of this video, we are looking at Trump Media and Technology Group Corporation, DJT, around $69.58. Of course, Donald Trump owns just over half of these shares in this company, giving him billions of dollars. What we are seeing, my friends, not only it's hilarious and good for Donald Trump, this is amazing, but we're seeing something very interesting in the future of politics. Donald Trump, I'll put it this way, not only is he becoming extremely wealthy based on his holdings here, individuals have made a ton of money. It's kind of weird. Instead of donating to Trump, you have this phenomenon where Trump supporters just buy stock in his company and hold onto it. And if the demand for a share in DJT is greater than the supply of shares, the value just keeps going up. Then Trump can slowly offload these shares and finance anything he wants to do through his supporters. This is really, really fascinating. Now, full disclosure, this morning, upon seeing this, I decided I should probably buy some of these shares, and I bought just around a dozen or so. Not significant at all. I was just like, I'll buy some, I guess, whatever. So I just want to make sure that's clear. Normally, I don't like buying shares in companies that are like public facing like this because my involvement in reporting the news. But the handful of shares that I bought, I don't think are significant in any way. I don't know how long I'll hold on to them. I may just literally hold them forever because my holding, the reason I bought it is not because I'm like, this seems like sound investment. I should purchase this share. The company's prospects looks pretty good. No, I got to be honest. I'll tell you my thoughts and opinions on this. Buying the DJT shares is more like buying a piece of history. When I realized the power of what Trump has just done, and how this will alter electoral politics in this country forever, I was like, I'd like to actually claim some of these shares and purchase a couple of these. So I did. That's why I didn't buy a whole lot. But what this means is that instead of doing direct donations, Donald Trump made billions of dollars. Imagine any politician doing anything like this, because when you join the political fray, you get supporters. They put you on the stage. Now, you got to break that barrier, get up on stage, be in the primary, be a front runner. But look at Donald Trump. Trump, of course, is a massive force. So, of course, there's going to be people buying into these shares because if you want to follow Trump, Trump's on Truth Social. That's a big social media platform led by Donald Trump. Trump can go on his platform. Imagine this. I mean, it's remarkable. It's insane. It's brilliant. And it worries me. Who's going to donate to Donald Trump? Did you donate to Donald Trump? I know many of you are commenting saying, yes, I did, and I'll do it again. Good for you. Many of you didn't. Many of you would vote for the guy, but wouldn't donate to the guy. Now, see, this is where Trump says, I don't need your support. I need your greed. When people see a 50%, yesterday it was 35, then 50, boom. Or I think it's 50 as of like the other day. Oh, no. Jumps as much as 50% after the debut. I got to tell you, as of yesterday, the people who invested in Trump's plan significantly, they just became very wealthy. I mean, we're looking at 35 to 50% gains. You don't get that historically on the market. You got to get lucky. Trump knows this, which means there's going to be people who aren't even supporters of his who will buy into DJT shares knowing that Trump's supporters will not let the price fall. So basically, it's like this. Let's say you've got 100 shares. It's a hypothetical. There's actually millions. But let's say there's 100 shares of Trump, of DJT. And there are 51 people who want these shares. So they buy 51 and there's still lingering shares sitting around. Now, the people who are holding the other 49 want to sell them. For those that aren't familiar with basically how the market works, there's supply and demand. So you have tons of people competing with each other to buy the next share. If I say I'll buy a share of Trump for $1 and you say, okay, well, going once, going twice, someone goes $2, someone goes $3. When the price starts going up, many people will stop selling their shares. They will then list them at a higher price. So it's basically like this. You have 100 shares of Trump and the people who are holding them know everybody wants a share. So they say, I'm going to list mine right now for sale at $100. It's currently trading around 20, but I'll sell mine if it's 100. It's a huge gain for me. If the demand is higher and people are buying, the price keeps going up. I mean, it's basic stock 101. I get it. Again, most of you probably already know this. The point is this. Trump's supporters don't want to sell this. It is more valuable to have a piece of the DJT machine, so they're going to keep buying it. Greedy people are going to say, you've got a built-in demand base from Trump's biggest fans. So it's almost like Bitcoin. How does the price go down? But I'm going to pause here to give a shout out to a sponsor we have today, Roundhouse Provisions. Have you guys ever wondered what happened to the legendary Chuck Norris? I recently saw a video he made and kind of impressed. He's in his 80s, still kicking butt, working out and staying active. What's even more shocking is that he says he's stronger, can work out longer, and even has plenty of energy left for his grandkids. He says he did this by adding morning kick to his diet. It combines all 10 of Chuck Norris's favorite ingredients into one daily drink. He says he still feels like he's in his 50s. His wife even started taking morning kick too. She's never felt better. She says she feels 10 years younger. Her body looks leaner and she has energy all day. Chuck made a special video that explains everything, so make sure you watch it by going to chuckdefense.com/cast or by clicking the link in the description below. It will change the way you think about your health. Once again, that's chuckdefense.com/cast. And click on the link in the description to watch the video now. You're not going to believe how simple it is. Just a reminder, the legendary Chuck Norris, he's 81 years old, and he's got more energy than a lot of people. He discovered he could create dramatic changes to his health simply by focusing on 3 things that sabotage our body as we age. Watch his method by clicking the link in the description below or go to chuckdefense.com/cast. Of course, it'll go down. It went down a little bit already. I'm not saying it's invincible, but Trump has effectively created shares of himself. This is insane. This is amazing. I don't know if this has ever been done before, but he's made shares of himself. What you're investing in on this platform is everybody likes following Trump on social media. His posts are hilarious. Even Joe Biden just posted a Truth Social, and they're like, "Ha, Biden got Donald Trump. What a troll." Let me pull this one up. Biden golf Trump. Let's see if we can get the Biden pokes fun. I don't know if it was the Biden account that did it, but let me pull this one up and explain to you the sheer stupidity of these people. They don't get the game they're playing. Joe Biden, the president of the United States, whether you like it or not, actually screenshotted Truth Social. What? Are you insane? Democrats really don't get it. They do not understand how PR works. You just put Trump. Okay, so Trump tweeted, "It is my great honor to be at the Trump International Golf Club in West Palm Beach tonight. Awards night to receive the club championship trophy and the senior club championship trophy. I won both. A large and golfing talented membership, a great and difficult course. Made the play very exciting. The qualifying and match play was amazing. A large and distinguished group will be there tonight. Very exciting. Thank you." So awards night, the club championship trophy. I mean, does that mean he actually won the game? Joe Biden tweets, "Congratulations, Donald. Quite the accomplishment." The media runs wild laughing, being like, "Oh, Joe got him, zing." And I'm like, I don't understand how this is a zing at all. Trump tweeted a rather benign thing about winning a golf award. Biden said, "Congratulations, Donald." And I'm like, okay. And all these Democrats are laughing, being like, haha, he got him. Joe Biden just put Trump's Truth Social blasting out from the president of the United States. It's no surprise we're seeing Trump stock go up now. The president is helping amplify this platform. And this is what people are investing in Donald Trump posting these things. Now imagine you're a journalist. Imagine you are an activist. You want to be there to see what Trump has to say. It's their obsession. And Trump said, "I'm going to sell that to him." My point earlier is that greedy people are going to think, I shouldn't say greedy people, market traders. They're going to be like, okay, if Trump's base keeps buying these shares every chance they get, that means demand is going to be really high because Trump is popular. So if I were to buy some of, I'm not telling anybody what to do. I'm not telling you to buy any, but these investors are going to say it's a safe bet. It doesn't matter if the company is doing well or not. Trump supporters won't stop buying it. So it's going to go up in value. I don't know where the upper limit is, but you take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin, of course, has a functionality that I get, but the price keeps going up because demand is going up and because people don't want to sell. And now you've got these big companies announcing, 25K Bitcoin purchases. So it's going to drive the price higher and higher because the demand is, I am willing to pay for it. Now, earlier today, it peaked around, I think we hit $75, $77, 70 cents. It's currently down to 69. Of course, there are some people who want to cash out considering the massive gains we saw, but this is huge for Trump. Let me give you a bit of the quick news here. I'll read you the snippets and then we'll talk about the politics of this. Trump Media and Technology Group soared in the first minutes of the NASDAQ debut, triggering a brief trading halt on volatility. The DJT ticker is the same that Trump debuted before. Trump's media merger with the shell company DWAC was completed Monday, and it became publicly traded almost $4 billion in paper profits to Donald Trump's net worth. I want to stress this. They're all freaking out. All these media outlets are like, look at this one. Shares of Trump Media and Technology Group soared to $75 a share. Trump, who owns 58% of the new public company, now has a stake valued at $5.4 billion, at least on paper. It's all on paper. Every rich person ever, anywhere, right now, I shouldn't say ever, but right now, it's all on paper. Elon Musk's worth, SpaceX and Tesla, paper. See, this is the game they play. They say Donald Trump claims to be a billionaire, but where's the cash to pay the bond? Well, it's paper. He owns buildings. He has shares in companies. It's not liquid assets. So when they say at least on paper, like, we get it. But this puts Trump's net worth upwards of $7 billion. Billion. Here's what happens. As Trump supporters start to say, I want to buy a piece of this, I want to own a piece of this history, Trump can say, I'll send you one for $75. And then they buy it. And then Donald Trump makes money that he can then use for his campaign. It is the most politically brilliant thing. Now consider this. Moving forward, what do you think the world is going to look like? Other people who are running are going to realize this. Finance your campaign through a special purpose digital acquisition. And oh boy, are we in for a wild ride in politics. There's no limitations on how many shares of this you can buy. But each share you buy helps Donald Trump become more, makes him wealthier. The fascinating thing is, if you were to donate to Trump $50, Trump can then spend that $50 wherever he wants. Let's say you donate $50 and a bunch of other people donate $50 and then Trump has enough money to buy a commercial. Let's say this. You don't donate anything. Trump sells you a share in Truth Social and he uses that money to then buy his commercial. He sells a bunch of shares. He buys a commercial. You now hold those shares. You've not lost your value. You can resell that later and actually make money off it. This is what I think is insane about this. It means that Donald Trump is going to be able to capitalize on the general public for making money through it increasing stock. And if we get some kind of rush or tulip craze or whatever happens, where people who are investing genuinely believe Trump supporters won't back down on this, holy crap. Trump's shares in DJT, it's really a share in Donald Trump himself as a person. The company doesn't matter. I think I have this tweet pulled up right here from Ed Krasenstein. Of course, Krasenstein's a liberal guy. He says, does anyone in their right mind really believe that Trump Media and Technology, what is this? Technologoy? Typo. He says, does anyone actually believe the company's valued over $13 billion? Truth Social had just $3.4 million of revenue through the first 9 months of last year, and the company lost $49 million over that span. Redditors on Robinhood likely won't bid this thing up like they did with GameStop. I expect a lot of hedge funds to be shorting this stock soon. I don't necessarily disagree, but oh boy, I've got to warn you, Ed. Someone responded, I think I have it here. Elevator Charles says, post proof of your own short position or this is propaganda. He won't do it. Ed Krasenstein will not short DJT stock. If an institutional investment firm tries to short Donald Trump, every single one of Trump's supporters will buy as much as they can and hold it, crushing those institutions. You're right. Redditors on Robinhood likely won't bid this thing up. But Trump supporters will crawl over broken glass to vote for him. So if you think that you can short DJT, maybe. But I'd be willing to bet the moment any news came out that massive short positions were taken on DJT stock, Trump supporters would make a massive campaign saying everyone buy as much as you can to strangle out these shorts and cost them ridiculous sums of money, because the amount you can lose in a short, infinity. For those that aren't familiar, a short is when they have this system set up where you can trade and borrow shares. Here's how a short sale works. In general, a short is a bet that a stock will fall. Well, how do you make money when the stock falls? It's actually really simple. I go, let's say you, good sir, right there, we'll call you Bill. Many of you are probably named Bill, so it works out. Some of you aren't, just bear with me. You say, I'd like to purchase a share of DJT. So what do? I find a guy who does not want to sell. He says, I'm not selling my DJT. And I say, tell you what, let me borrow that share from you. It's $70. Let me borrow it from you. And he says, okay, just make sure you get it back to me, in a month or whatever. I then go to you, Bill, and say, $70, clean share right here. You hand me the $70. A week later, the stock price collapses down to $3. I just sold the share for $70. I'm holding that $70. I then immediately go to someone and say, I'll give you $3 for that share. And they say, deal. I now have $67 profit in my pocket. And that dude who didn't want to sell, I go, here's your share back. I made $67 shorting the stock. Now hold on there a minute. Let's do some quick math. Let's say you come to me and say $70 for a share. I'll buy it right now. And I look at Jim over here and I say, you don't want to sell? I'll borrow that share from you. I borrow the share and sell it to you for $70 and you go, thanks, mate. A week later, the stock price goes up to $1 million a share. I mean, it's ridiculous, but let's say $1 million. I made $70 off that sale, and I owe that dude a share. I borrowed from him. I need $1 million to cover that loss. I'm bankrupt. Short sales are extremely dangerous. You could lose everything. So anybody who wants to make a bet against Donald Trump right now, you're going to short DJT? You're going to short Donald Trump himself? You'd have to do it very lightly and subtly. Perhaps you're a retail investor and you try and do a very minor short sale. Ain't nobody going to care. Ain't nobody going to notice. You're an institutional hedge fund, institutional investor or hedge fund, and you're like, we're going to short $100 million. Expect to see every Trump supporter start buying as many shares as possible, driving the price up so that you can't exit your position. And then when that bill comes due, it's going to hurt real bad. He goes on to say, how many foreign governments will be manipulating the stock in order to try and get favors from Trump if he's reelected? Just imagine if Biden did this in 2020, right before he ran for election. I agree. This is where things get crazy. What if a foreign investor starts buying up massive amounts of DJT stock? This is history, my friends. This is why this is so significant. You're going to get foreign investors buying up stock in this company, driving up Trump's net worth. Trump can then liquidate some of that stock after getting a waiver and fund his campaign. This would allow foreign investors to indirectly contribute to Donald Trump winning, almost guaranteeing his victory. Right now, Trump just made $5.4 billion in paper assets. That's net worth. That's straight up net worth. There's no difference between that or any other company. Let's say there's a country Russia. You name it. Russia. That's what the Democrats are going to say, right? Sure. Russia could, through subsidiaries, probably not directly because of sanctions that would probably be really bad. But let's say several different foreign investors start buying up. They look at the volume, they look at the trade volume, and they say, we just need to slowly buy more and make sure demand is always slightly higher than supply so the price keeps going up. Then we do not assume most of those losses. We only have to spend a small amount to drive the market up. Let's say DJT hits, let's call it $140 per share. Trump is now up $10.8 billion. 10.8. Trump then says, I'm going to offload $500 million in shares. Gets a waiver from the company. They say, no problem, Donald J. Trump, you can do that. And then what these influence operations can do is keep the demand high enough so that anybody buying is contributing to the funding of Donald Trump's efforts to self-fund his campaign. Welcome to history in the making. This is absolutely bonkers, in my opinion. Trump's already leading the polls. Look at the game being played. The Democrats are trying to put Donald Trump in prison. Donald Trump has found this is totally nuts. Trump is running right now. The election is months away. We're talking 7 months. Just north of 7 months till the election. With this deal, Trump's got billions at his disposal. Trump could theoretically offload $1 billion. And then he's got just roll with it, baby. $1 billion to finance his campaign all year. I don't know what else Trump would do with it. Trump's an old man. Trump has everything Trump could want. He's got multiple private jets. He's got his own 57. He's got Trump Force One. This is crazy. And that is why, my friends, I purchased some shares in DJT right now. Because I think the political interests will likely drive the stock massively through the roof. I'm not advising you buy it. No financial advice here. But I'm not going to sell my DJT most likely. I have nothing to gain from selling it. I only bought like 10, 12 or something shares. I don't know the exact number. Like a dozen. So, I could look, if they go $1 million a share, I'll be surprised. I'll have $12 million, but I really doubt that. If anything, I might make a couple $100 if I ever decided to sell. The real thing is I want to have some of this. I want to have some of this because it feels like history. I am not telling you to buy it. I don't know what you should do. They're at $70. I'm not saying that. I'm saying I feel like there's some look, man, politics is a dirty game. I don't care if it's Trump, Biden, or otherwise. Understand what this means. It means foreign investors, Krasinski was right about that, can start buying as much of this as possible. Get this. Trump becomes president. And then you get some guy from Somalia. And he comes to visit the United States. And he says, I'd like to speak with the president. And they say, sure, for what reason? Say, well, I'm a large shareholder in DJT. Trump says, I'll make time for him. That's a scary reality. Now, many people are saying Trump will be forced to divest from the company. No, I think as president, he's still allowed to own his companies. He'll just hand over leadership, which means we're looking at Clinton Foundation-esque levels of potential influence peddling. Not a fan of that. I don't care if it's Trump or anybody else. This is history, whether you like it or not. Now, here's what I can say. You think I'm going to complain about this and cry when the Democrats are trying to put Trump in prison? I'm already concerned about the fabric of this nation. I do not like this game that's being played. I do not like the lawfare, the market stuff, but it's going to be nuts when a foreign dignitary shows up and says, Mr. Donald Trump, I am a holder of 13% of DJT. And Trump knows what that means. They could dump that stock at any moment, negatively impact Trump's net worth. But I'll pause you there. I don't think that works. I don't think Trump cares about the money. That's why I was saying he's got everything he needs. This is going to help him finance his campaign. But after that, I'm not sure there's going to be influence against him. He's too old. His kids are already wealthy. His family's got what they need. Trump does not seem like the kind of guy who's going to pull a Biden. Doesn't need to. He's already rich. What does that mean? Trump uses this money. He campaigns on it. If he does sell, he can pay his legal bills now. Look at this. Trump can easily pay the bond. Trump can easily pay the fine and say, okay, I'm going to hand over, here you go. I'll give you DWAC stock or DJT stock. That'll cover the bill. And they can pump the value of it. Trump can pay off any fine and that's it. I see Donald Trump as the kind of guy, being 77 years old right now, his family's taken care of, they're very wealthy, they want for nothing, to get into office and say, scorched earth, firing the deep state, firing these bad actors. Yo, this is wild. Hope y'all are ready for what this means in the future, if there is one. Right now, we've got these predictions of black swan events. I love this one right here. I saw this article, China Watch, Beijing on edge after black swan appears in Tiananmen Square. A literal black swan. Yo, this year's going to be wild. I hope you're ready. I'm going to leave it there. Next time it's coming up at 4 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see y'all then.